There's a huge problem when it comes to alcohol regarding health and fitness, and it's something that's so obvious when you think about it or it's pointed out to you, but no one really thinks about it. So if we look at the three main macronutrients in the body, so I've got protein, fat, and carbohydrate, alcohol's kind of a fourth macronutrient, but let's discuss these other three. So protein. My muscles are made up of things called amino acids, right? Which is what protein breaks down to in the body. I have a series of processes that allow me to absorb the protein, break it down, and turn it into muscle to be used in my body. When it comes to fat, I have an entire energy source, the aerobic system, that's designed to use fat as an energy source, which is the reason why we're covered in it. It's a really slow burning, very calorie dense form of energy that our body has adapted to use over about 1 million years. I've got specific enzymes in the cells that allow me to use fatty acids for energy, and I have an organ, the gallbladder, whose job is to break down fat in the diet and allow me to process it better. With carbohydrate, I've got the pancreas, whose job is to secrete insulin, whose job is to moderate blood sugar levels and keep them in a narrow band. And I store glycogen, that's glucose, but when it's stored in muscles, it's called glycogen, in the muscles to be used for fuel. And I have circulating blood sugar that allows me to have a quick burst of energy as well. So you can see I've got all these processes, all these organs, enzymes. I've got things that are made up specifically to deal with these three macronutrients. And then we get to alcohol. And while the liver filters alcohol, it filters everything else. It's not an alcohol-specific filter. It actually filters everything, just like you have a sieve in the middle of your body. I don't have a specific cellular enzyme or a protein or an energy source that relies on alcohol. What I've got is this really long, convoluted, drawn-out process to take alcohol and break it down step by step into something my body can actually get rid of finally about 3 days later. So that single drink of alcohol on Friday night is still with you until sometime Monday, just based on how slowly alcohol metabolizes and finally gets out of your system. So this is why you can have a single drink or a couple of drinks and you find yourself still feeling bogged down a couple of days later, even after the hangover has passed, is because your body is still spending time, effort, and energy on this breakdown process, preventing you actually from using your aerobic system properly during that time. So again, sat here right now, I should be burning fat. If I'm not burning fat, my only other choice is carbohydrate. When you burn carbohydrate, your body tells you to go eat more carbohydrate. And I'm sure you've been there after drinking as well, where you have some alcohol and then you find yourself sticking into the snack, processed, high carb foods over the next couple of days, even though the hangover has passed, is because you're still stuck in what's called anaerobic glycolysis, which is our carb burning mode, to get us through that period where I can get back to using my aerobic system again about 3 days later. So alcohol represents a fairly big problem when it comes to fat loss, because if we're saying a drink on Friday night stops you burning fat properly until Monday, you see half of your week is wiped out from a fat loss perspective, even if you've still been eating in a calorie controlled way. So when it comes to fat loss, when it comes to aging healthy, we probably want to steer clear of alcohol as much as possible. And if you remember back to my 7 keys of longevity, limiting or completely reducing alcohol intake was one of the top few on that list. Now, make sure to hit like and subscribe. And if you like the content, go check out our website, www.peakperformance40.com, and make sure to join the fitness community.